Here we are. It's times 3 again from the Silver Spoon.
Times 3.
This is times 3. I think this is the 30th show, and this is the last few days of the Silver Spoon.
30th show of nothing. It's amazing how you make something.
I don't know how we did that. Well, absolutely nothing. We got 30 shows.
You know, Dave, we've been getting a lot of calls from people that want to be on the show. But there's one guy, he doesn't quit. And
how's that?
He was so persistent that I invited him over. No, we're very honored to be a friend of mine, and I haven't seen him in a long time. He used to write for, what's that comic? And but we don't want to go to him right away, because once he starts talking, it's all over.
Oh, the show is over then. Okay.
Say hello to Bob Mills.
Bob Mills.
Just buy you a tripod.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you that for you.
Dave Tripod.
He's running the show down.
Where are you from originally?
San Francisco. Yep.
There we are, San Francisco, Bob Mills.
And this guy discovered me on the high seas on the Celebrity Mercury, on the Mexican. He was high on the high seas. Yeah, he was a great writer. Great comedy down there.
And he was a comedy writer for the great guy, the big man, Bob Hope.
How do you find out you're a writer? I mean, it takes guts to go up to somebody. No, here's how it works. The first thing you do is you become a smart aleck. That means you mouth off as a kid. And that's what a class clown does. You mouth off. People ask me all the time, you know, how do you learn to do that? I said, if you're a class clown, you're learning all the time, because you have to anticipate how you get the laugh. So you have to say, the nun is going to turn around and she's going to do something on the blackboard, and I have to come up with some. And we do this quick, see, and you get so good at it that it looks like, oh, this guy's great at it, but he's planned it out, and you were a class clown. You see, the nuns in my school beat the hell out of me. We're not there. I looked for a nun in my school for 8 years. There was no nun.
No Jewish nuns? What the hell?
Yeah, there are Jewish nuns, the cloister of Jewish nuns.
In my town, the parochial school, St. Pat's, was like below the public school, but now, today, the religious schools are doing better than the public schools.
Really?
They're more disciplined.
They have a lot more money, especially the Catholic Church. They got all the money. The mafia and the Catholic Church, forget it. What will happen if they...
Oh, I think they're joined at the hip, you know.
They did get together. They did get together. Yeah, it's called the government.
The other day I saw a quote. It says, "Capitalism must be holy because religion is a business."
Yes. Yeah, where'd you get that quote?
I can't remember.
Never use a quote again, because that's been done by somebody. You gotta write a poem. You can't have an original show when you're quoting other people. We want you to be quoted. Harry Northup, one of the great things you've said. Give us one of your great poetic expressions.
You're a genius.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, now that's poetry.
Man knows which side is
That's what the people want to hear.
You're a genius. Iambic
Sitting right
pentameter.
across from us, you guys are both geniuses on the high seas. John Regis.
John Regis,
but they many years.
But they can't see him.
That's all right, but he's here. Could just want to acknowledge him.
He can't come on until he talks to his agent.
Could you show his face, because they may not believe there's somebody with a name. Swing the tripod around.
Swing the tripod.
It's a human tripod. You see, right? He comes on as a guest. He's taking over the show already. An actor would never take over the show. They wait to talk.
Do you write all of your jokes, or do you just think them out?
All you do is you think of smart remarks and then write them down. That's the whole thing to it. There's nothing more than that.
Why is there so much borrowing among comedians? Like you hear one comic say, "Oh, he took that from me." I mean, is there really a lot of that, or is it?
Because stealing, you mean? What do they say? You usually have to steal to get in the business. 10 joke setups. Everything is a switch on one box. So nobody's stealing anything original. I mean, whatever comes out of your mouth has been said before, somewhere in the war.
But if you told a joke and then Don told a joke, would you get upset with him?
No. Well, if he was following me in the show or something, you'd be mad. Woody Allen said this to Dick Howard. Dick Howard said, I get so mad because I hear crap comics doing your material, and it just frostens me. And Woody says, Dick, don't worry about it, because they're not going to have a career unless they can keep doing it. If they just copy a joke, tell me a joke, what good does it do? If they get a laugh, but that's it. If there's no career in it, So forget about it. That's what his attitude towards stolen material. It's always been mine too. I would hear my jokes, you know, and I would say, good enough to steal, it's good enough to sell.
Right. Well, you know, when you first start out, you don't have experience talking in front of people, so it's good that you're using tried and true material to develop your ability to talk and get your confidence. Some people never get it. I've been in the business for 52 years, and I'm still trying to figure out what it's all about.
Oh, you're learning it as you go along.
Yes.
Nobody is ever like, oh, I got it. I've got it now. You're just constantly learning. That's the beauty of it.
What are you doing right now with your time?
Nothing. He's looking to find out what it's all about. He don't know what it's all about. The man don't know what it's all
You
about.
still work the cruise
I do
ship?
a multimedia show which Don saw when he cruise ship.
He's a very good
I
man.
show about a half-hour clips. Soap specials that I worked on. 85 specials. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, what's so special that you're 85 times? It's not really special.
That's
It's all, you know.
I got a little routine.
The special is done once every
But there's
15
some
years.
gems in there. I knew where they all were, so I took them out for Crystal Cruises hired me the first day. And they said, can you do a show?
Small plug. All the Americans have a great time. Celebrities, anyone wants to give me a job. Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Anyway, I do that, and I have a YouTube channel with
You invited the competition there, now we're in bad shape.
520
Half the people we talked
It's
about.
called the Laugh Makers channel.
He's diverting all the
Viewer
fans
goes
from
there.
you to him now.
That's right.
I get about 10,000.
That's how he got his job with Bob Hope.
10,000 views a
He
week.
ran the other right at that.
That's incredible.
Just started in July, and we've done 165,000. And I'll go home today, and it'll be 70.
His medical attendant is here to pick him up. So we have to lose him for
Put the
that.
cuffs on.
Listen,
Put the cuffs on.
when could we get him next week? Does he have a free day
May I
off?
quote Mr. Don Sherman?
Yes.
One time he told me he was working for who was the guy that did the Tonight Show?
Johnny Carson.
Joey Bishop. So he said there's a holiday show. There's like 60 people in the audience, and Joey Bishop tells Don, "Look at all my friends," and he says, "Friends? They're all on your payroll."
I said, show me someone who's not getting a check.
Yeah.
When somebody shows up, it's not getting a check. He's probably delivering a cake. You know, they don't
So
let
all those people on your
alien
payroll?
species into
When
their
you
life.
look at this tonight,
Oh, good. We got rid of him. He found another show. We just lost our guest. Bob Mills was his name.
Bob Mills, yes,
From the Bob Hope Show.
from the Bob Hope Show. He's left the stage. No, he's still here.
He's really a very bright guy.
He came on here to divert all of your fans to
Yeah,
his show.
he mentioned his show, his books,
gonna take
his
over.
career. He's off in May. There's 3 agents out there. This is crazy. We're waiting to
They're
sign.
waiting
this
to
is the
sign him.
craziest show I've ever been on.
Oh no! This is it's crazy. It gets crazier too. It depends upon the guest.
The cameraman, and his tongue shaking. I
Look at his.
cannot believe
He's an
don't have a
artist. He's
tripod.
got that steady
He's got
hand.
like,
Isn't it amazing?
yeah, skin and bone tripod.
You don't,
Skin and
you
bone
don't feel
tripod,
any pains or your muscles.
What was
Well, of
Bob
course
Hope's
not.
secret?
You know.
It's just
Persistence, and he promoted the Hope brand every instant of his life.
and he was
Get up in the
self-effacing
morning,
sometimes,
he'd
his
look in the mirror
characters.
and say,
Bob
what can I
Hope
do
did
today
very well. Let him rest in peace. What are you What are you giving Bob Hope credit for? Let's talk about us. John, mention those
You
names.
don't want to be Bob.
Oh, John's not on the camera.
It doesn't matter.
Let's
direct it to you.
yeah, let's stick with the guys who are our
The
guests.
guy who goes out naming all his friends in the audience. Talk about yourself.
Well, it's fine. Jack Wallace is here with his wife.
Yeah, he's not coming
He's
in,
off
but
camera. Talk about yourself.
No, we haven't.
so Bob, I mean, what's the real secret behind Bob Hope?
He was talented and he was smart as a whip. Smartest
Okay.
guy I ever met.
No, but actually, you know, did he get his training really in English and musical and
No. No, he was brought here. He was brought here when he was 3 years old. He was raised in Cleveland with 5 brothers. His father was a stonemason, and a stonemason, and he was stoned a lot of times. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
We talked about it, and a lot of churches around Cleveland now. He used to take people on tours and say, "My dad worked on this one and that one." And, he raised 5 kids, and his mother Avis, and father, and no, he never went back.
He had 5 kids, and you never heard him talking about it.
No, he talked about his life.
I didn't even know he had that kids
All the time.
Yeah, I didn't hear him.
He said that's how I learned how to dance, because I had 5 brothers and only one bathroom. That's how he learned how to dance.
So he's a great tap dancer.
And then he says, you know, a lot of people think I'm from England. Well, I was born in England.
See, that's the way you keep people quiet.
I left at age 3 when I realized there was little chance of me ever becoming king. And he'd get a laugh at that, and then he'd say, little did I know, I could have just swum across the bay to Denmark and become queen. And I get a huge
Now that gets a big laugh.
But no, his secret was
You're in a house of homophobia, and you are homophobic. Watch it. Watch it. Jackie Gale was thrown out of here. Could you imagine throwing Jackie Gale?
How would you throw him out of the Silver Spoon?
Thrown out of here for being homophobic. There's one thing Silver Spoon does not tolerate.
Yeah, we're in the West Hollywood, my goodness.
If I only knew
Center of Boys Town.
I would have.
well, I'm just quoting Hope, so it's not my view. But that he got a big laugh
quoted you a lot
on that line. Just they love that idea. But no, he then went into vaudeville. That's where he learned.
But you know what I saw? I was working with Frankie Avalon at the Hilton Head, South Carolina. And one of the shows in that engagement, Bob was going to do a charity show, this the first show, and we would do our show, the second show. So he came to do the first show, and he used my dressing room. And I was watching him, and he went on, and for the first couple of minutes, he didn't get a laugh. Got nothing but applause, but no letter. And then he introduced the girl singer, which he always does. And he goes back to me, and I watched him stare into that mirror for a non-paying job, saying, "What happened with you?" He was really upset. And I said, "Wow, I'm a little upset." And then he came out after she sang the song and did a couple of sketches. It's impossible to work when you hear him. Every joke you tell gets applause. So it stops your whole rhythm. You got applause. He wasn't even there. He's on his way to the club, 80 miles away. They're getting in shape.
At NBC, he used to say to the audience, "Look, don't applaud every joke because we have to cut all this out, and I'll be here all night telling these jokes." I've got. He used to do a half hour to get the 6-minute monologues, and he'd have to tell them. After a while, he was an icon. Just the fact that he's up there, he could say anything.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out, you have a thing. That's always not.
But he looked at every single performance that he ever did like he had never done it before. Every show that we did, he just started from scratch. He never sat back and rested on his laurels. And he would say to us, "Have we done enough to promote the next special?" And you want to say to him, "Bob, you know, you're promoting all the time, you're a famous guy. You don't say this though. You say, well, let's see what you've done now." You do phoners. He used to do phone interviews for like 3 afternoons in a row before the show would end, with editors and stuff around him to tell them that the show's on. He realized that no matter how good the show was, unless people knew it was on, they're not going to watch it. So he had to promote it. So he says, "What have you done, Bob?" And I would say, "Well, I did 2 interviews. He used to have me do the thing, you know, ex-lawyer, that was the shtick." And then he'd say, "Do the ex-lawyer thing," and they'll ask all the questions about how you switched over. And then at the end, tell them you've got Brooke Shields at 9 Central, 8 Eastern or whatever, and give the time. So I would do this. And I would do it 2 or 3 times. And then I'd say, "I don't know what else we can do, Bob." And he looked at me one time half jokingly and said, "Have you considered door to door?" Now,
So he was a huckster.
oh yeah, of course. And fast forward, I'm on the cruise ships, and as I kept doing it, I did it for about 10 years. At the beginning, I would be publicized like mad, and we'd have the theater filled. You know this stuff. You get in that little newspaper thing, and it'll say 3 o'clock this afternoon. You're going to see Bob Hope. Oh, they come in. Then gradually, the cruise ship lines started to sell things. Paintings that became popular. Jewelry, gold. All of a sudden, I'm kicked out of this room because they've got paintings on display that they are going to auction off. So I go to another room. They've gone through that.
They're getting so much
So I
information.
realize I'm getting fewer and fewer plugs in the newspaper that comes out. And that's the only way to pass it through. Know that you're doing it. And I would, by the time I stopped doing this, I was getting like one line, 3 o'clock. Buy these diamonds, buy these paintings. Taking up all the room, see, because they were getting a cut. Plus, I didn't have a book at the time. I have one now called The Laugh Makers Books, and you can get it on Amazon. It's also on Kindle. No problem finding The Laugh Makers. Everything is a brand. Bob Hope had The Laugh Makers. The name of my book, the name of my channel, my YouTube channel, my email address, emailing folks. I'll answer any question you want. I'll get to you later. She's got a question for later. The Laugh Makers at gmail.com. Anyway,
And the number.
I would go on the cruise ships and I would see lots of people sitting around wondering what they're going to do, you know. You know Harry? Yes,
He's also on the show, Harry. He was one of the
Silent Harry.
one of the regulars on the show.
And I
Years
say,
ago,
what are you folks doing at 3 o'clock this afternoon? They say, what are we doing, Marge? Well, we have scarf tying at 2 o'clock, but 3, I don't know. I said, I'm doing a Bob Hope special. We're going to show clips. Oh, that's great. I would promote it door to door. I was almost going straight to
Cabin to cabin.
yeah,
Pounding at the door.
that's
but
the
promotion is everything, man. You got to promote it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're fighting Park West Gallery. I mean, they're pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, and you get,
Because they have free champagne.
they realize that there's no money changes hands on a cruise ship, ever. You never see a dollar bill.
Yeah, that's right.
They're signing for everything. Well, if you sign for stuff, you will buy things that you wouldn't even consider after reaching your pocket and hand a guy a $100 bill, but you sign $150, it's nothing. So you get home. And
Then the bill arrives.
yeah, and at the end of the cruise, they have the day of reckoning comes. So yeah, everything you bought on this cruise ship.
Oh, boy,
That's a day. That's a sad.
That's a great event when they show up at the end. There's a line of people with their bills in their
complaining. You know,
They're crying and moaning.
You forget a lot of times.
Are you doing them now? Cruise ships now?
I stopped about mid. The last one I was on with you was I think around 2005.
Do all you cruise guys know each other?
Well, you run into people. You run into people, but
Like, did you work
I
together?
published my book in 2009, so I was really busy getting the galleries.
How many years you work on the cruise ships?
Close to 10.
Yeah, you did what, 25?
Yeah.
But remember, I was
Is there ageism on the cruise ships? I mean, are they?
no. If you got something they want, they don't.
I mean, the performers, not the people who
That
book it.
was the
I
drawback
mean,
here about me.
the performers.
That's right.
They wanted stories.
There is a tremendous thing on.
We got free staterooms and stuff. I never got paid.
No, I think you're wrong about age. There's a tremendous,
There is
tremendous discrimination, and it's wrong because it's an old audience, and yet they want to be young and inventive.
So you don't have to pay them.
So they reach out for these young men.
They're going to foreign
and they
countries.
want the old
musicians
The young
from
women
Brazil
in the-
will work for nothing.
Bob, the young
That's
women
right.
in the crowd that see you guys, do they knock on your door at night?
Oh, you
with
fight
a
them
glass of
off.
hot milk.
Oh, you're fighting them.
And don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
Do you eat enough when you're on the ship? Did you eat enough? You got enough to eat on the ship?
We never gained any weight, and I'll tell you why.
For a show that's never going to do an
Somebody
interview.
said when you go on a cruise, and this is good advice, never take the elevator. Always walk, because you're always on the wrong deck and at the wrong end of the ship. So you have to walk, upstairs, stairs. That's exercise. Then walk around the ship as much as you can, and don't eat in the ship's restaurant every meal. Would you eat in a restaurant 3 meals a day? People go on a cruise and why am I gaining weight?
Yes.
You're eating in a restaurant 3 meals a day. You eat breakfast, all the stuff, eggs and all that. Lunch, oh, the whole thing. Dinner, oh, even now you're putting on weight. One guy just
We got to book somebody who was a writer and could explain writing to us. So we all know about
we
the cruise
didn't
industry.
eat but 1 meal a day in the big restaurant.
Well, that was good. Smart move.
The rest of the time, we go to little places like this in the deck, and we would eat a lot of shrimp, seafood, and lox.
Salad.
Are you an introvert?
Yeah, he's an introvert.
I'm very shy.
Well, Bob, we have a little tradition. At the end of the show, we give you the word of the day.
I saw that, yeah.
And you're the word of the day man today. So one word
Now he's going to be stuck.
that is definitive.
Babbling, laughter.
Laughter.
Key to everything.
It's the cure of everything.
The biggest weapon.
Did you ever see laughter?
Laughter. People have no defense. You can make them laugh. They can't hit you.
Well, that's it.
Saved me many times.
Well, thank you to Harry Northup. Thank you to Don Sherman. And our special guest, Bob Mills, writer from the Bob Hope TV specials.
Wondering if he went over.
And your website is Laugh Factory.
The Laugh Makers.
Laughmakers.com. Laughmakers.com on YouTube and on the internet.
Thank you for keeping
Goodbye from the Silver Spoon. This is times 3.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.